Hello everybody, this is Yugi. Welcome back to another video. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about basically the past week of New Age and my first impressions for Hero based on the new Hexa matrix that we received and all that. And yeah, my thoughts about them. The new Hexa matrix has been really good for Hero. Like, it's been super sick. The damage increase has been quite insane. If you guys want to know, basically, or you guys can watch my previous videos. As you can see, at like level 1 origin skill and level 2 raging blow, my boss timings went down by almost 25% for some bosses, 20% for some. It's quite insane in terms of like actual damage that you can get out from Hero out of Hexa Matrix, even at a lower level. Our Spirit Caliber is very strong. As well as the improvements to Raging Blow have made the class a lot more fluid and a lot more fun to play, I would say. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun playing Hero for the past week. Now, moving on to things like grinding. Basically, Hero's grinding is, I wouldn't say like super significantly improved. The extra range for Raging Blow is very nice and it makes it a lot easier to grind. Because you don't have to rely on things like a lot of other skills that usually you would use to triple plat, or you would use to hit higher platforms or like further away. Because Raging Blow's range is a lot bigger now, I can show you the difference. So this is Raging Blow's new range. Oh, I should turn up my graphics, sorry. So you guys can see it a lot better. So Raging Blow's new range is disgustingly long. This has a lot of practical applications in both grinding as well as bossing. Because in bossing now, you can basically outrange many bosses. A lot of bosses' main attacks can't actually hit you if you choose to play at max range. This applies to bosses like Carling, where if like you're in the dog room, basically your main attacking skill outranges all of his attacks, and you can just stay far away from him and continue to attack him without any fear of being hit back by a dog. Other than that, there's also things like Lotus, where you can basically attack him out of his push range. If you play at max range, you can continually just kite the boss backwards and not really have to worry about being hit. Let me think. Any other examples of bosses that you can kite? Saren, to a certain extent, you can also play far away from her jab if you play your distance well and get off a lot of free damage. So yeah, it's generally a very good change for Hero for with the new Raging Blow. It kind of smooths out a lot of your boss mechanics, although it takes a little bit of getting used to, because a lot of the time you're not used to this new range yet and you're still playing in your old range. So I wouldn't say that I've mastered it, or like if I've even come close to mastering it. But I think if you actually put in the effort, you'll be able to make your boss runs a lot faster, just based on being able to play better, as well as not just the damage, obviously. Okay, for grinding rates, if you guys want to know, I will leave a link in the description. I have a bunch of my grinding rates there, you guys can go take a look. But basically, at around 400% drop rate, I'm averaging 25 frags per hour, thereabouts. I haven't done a lot of testing at 350% drop rate because I've been using up all my Union drop coupons. PSA, by the way, please buy your Union drop coupons if you haven't yet, for GMS people, so that you can use them for next week's grind as well, because they last 10 days, right? But yeah, I haven't done a lot of testing at 350, but on 400%, it's like 25 frags per hour, and I average about, I think, 1.5 soul Erda, like 1,500 soul Erda energy basically per hour, which means that the ratio is very skewed. If you want to see how much, this is my Hexa matrix right now, by the way, if you guys want to see it. But I have like 17 soul Erda and like not enough fragments. So eventually I'm gonna cap out on soul Erda pretty quickly, pretty fucking quickly. But yeah, I mean, soul Erda fragments will always only be the bottleneck, since they are basically uncapped our soul Erda already. So I guess that's fine. It's not that bad. But the rate of grinding soul Erda fragments is pretty decent at 400% drop rate. It looks to be about 800 hours of grinding or so if you grind at that pace. If you grind at a lower pace, let's say my rough estimate right now for 350% drop rate is probably like 20 to 22 fragments per hour. At that pace, you would probably have to grind about 1,000 hours, maybe less if you include the dailies and all that. So yeah, rough estimate maybe 800 hours or so for you to fully max out your Hexa matrix. So be prepared for a long grind, I would say, and have a lot of have fun, I guess. You'll basically be like 287 or 288 by the time you finish your grind, which is nice. But anyways, you don't actually have to max out your V matrix in order to get most of the benefit out of it, or at least that's in my opinion. You don't have to max out your V matrix to get the most benefit out of it. Or rather, this is something that I had a discussion with Moon about, and he pointed it out, and I think it's very, very true. Basically, if you get like maybe 50% of your Hexa matrix done, you pretty much get 70 to 80% of the final damage already, because Hexa matrix scales in costs. So once you're done with 50% of it, the next 50% of the fragments that you need are going into skills that have very little, that you probably like not level them as much, because you already level them a lot, and the Hexa and the fragment cost is going up and up and up. So therefore, you probably don't have to worry about it too much if you can't max out your Hexa matrix, as long as you put in a little bit of effort and you get most of it done. Like I would say 50% of it done, you farm like about 10,000 fragments. I would say you're getting most of the value out of it already. So if you're not a big min-maxer, you're not a super end gamer, you don't have to worry too much about not getting damage out of Hexa matrix. You're definitely going to get damage, you're going to get a lot of damage, and you're going to get most of it actually, as long as you're putting in the effort to grind. Okay, also, as mentioned for this grinding thing, drop rate gear is super important. I would even forego, if you can't one-shot at like the training map that you're at, I would forego Meso, to be honest, for drop rate if you really, really want Hexa matrix gains. And I think it's worth it, because Hexa matrix will probably get you a lot more final damage than whatever Meso you earn can. Even on reboot, I would say that you should prioritize drop rate first. Of course, if you can get hybrid gear and you can get both 200% drop and 100% meso from your gear, by all means, go ahead. But if you can't, I would prioritize getting more drop rate gear first, especially if like you're a newer player. I mean, this is my opinion. Don't take it as fact, okay? I know I might get some angry reboot comments, but I think that if you're a newer player, you hype up on the 260 and like you're grinding at Sonium, etc, etc, I would prioritize drop rate gear, honestly, because the potential gains from your Hexa matrix are so good. They are incredibly strong, and anything to reduce that grind time and anything to get you further ahead in your Hexa matrix, I think is a good idea, as opposed to your gear. Because your gear naturally will come. Like the main source of income in reboot nowadays anyways is bossing mules. So as long as you put in the effort to go and set up a couple of bossing mules, honestly, the meso loss from grinding isn't that great, especially if you're only doing it for like the first 100, maybe 200 hours of grinding, because after that you probably have enough meso to set up your own meso gear as well as drop gear like hybrid gear already. So yeah, potentially for that, I would honestly suggest that you focus more on drop rate gear first, so that you have a better time grinding. You get more fragments and stuff like that, right? Because the fragment gate really is very, very real for Hexa matrix, right? Okay, I guess we can also talk about Hexa stat. So I've been getting this question like a lot, like when to add Hexa stat, because so other fragments in Reg server are also untradeable, so therefore we're pretty much in the same boat as like reboot, basically. You have like your Hexa matrix that you really have to level up using fragments, but you also have Hexa stat that also requires fragments to use to upgrade. So I can show you guys what Hexa stat actually is. Basically, you spend 5 soul Erda and 10 fragments to unlock Hexa stat, and then you start at level 000 on all your stats here. Then you have to pick 3 stats. So for me, I went for attack as my main stat, crit damage as my additional stat, and flat strength as my additional stat. So you have to pick all 3 of these stats. You still be at 000, and then you have to spend 10 fragments in order to level them up. That's for like level 1 to level 3 of your main stat. So the cost for Hexa stat actually scales based on what level your main stat here is. From level 1 to 3, it costs only 10 fragments per upgrade. Alright? Once your main stat gets to level 4, that's when it will cost 15 fragments. So level 4 to level 6 is 15 fragments, and then level 7 to level 10 is 20 fragments, if I'm not wrong. If I remember correctly, it's 20 fragments per level. Alright? So I've been getting a lot of questions asking me, when should you level this, and like when should you start to like level this? And some people think that you should not level it because you're already fragment gated and you should focus on your skills. But that, to me, is actually wrong, because this actually provides final damage as well. So the whole reason why you're leveling your Hexa skills is because they provide final damage. Hexa set also provides final damage when you level it. So therefore, there's actually a certain point when you should level this over your skills, because they just straight up provide more final damage for the fragment cost. It's all about final damage to fragment cost, right? So, in my opinion, this is not a like hard and fast rule. This is just in general my feeling on it. I wouldn't say that I put a lot of effort into the math on this, but judging from what I've seen, as you can see, Raging Blow at level 9 to level 10, there's a bunch of stuff in between. So you level all of this first. Like I leveled all of this first. I went to Soul Calibur level 4 and Illusion level 1. And then when it came to Raging Blow level 10, that's when I decided to add Hexa stat first. The reasoning behind this is that for Raging Blow level 10, actually for all of the skills at level 10, 20, and 30, the fragment cost like doubles. It shoots up by a lot. So from level 9 to level 10 Raging Blow, it costs 100 fragments to level up. But for mastery skills, their damage increase is linear. So every level, you're getting 6% extra skill damage on that skill. Alright? So for the same increase of 6% skill damage from level 9 to level 10 costs 100 fragments. So I was like, fuck that. That costs like way too much. I'm just gonna dump 50 or 60 fragments into Hexa stat. And after I calculated how much I gained from Hexa stat, this is about 1% final damage for me. So I feel like that 1% final damage from Hexa stat was probably more worth it than the 6% skill damage from Raging Blow level 10 at 100 fragments. Especially because it costs 100 fragments. This 1% final damage only cost me 50 fragments basically. So I feel like it was better to upgrade Hexa stat at that point. This doesn't hold true for your origin skill, for any of your enhancement skills. So if you're going from level 9 to level 10 on any of these things, it's not true. Because at level 10 for your enhancement skills, there's a big jump in final damage. I think it's 6% or 7%, I can't remember already. And then for your origin skill, there's also a jump in damage, but there's also like the extra effect here that states that you get like 20% IED while casting, or 20% boss, that kind of thing. So this only really holds true for your mastery skill, okay? Where like if at that certain breakpoint levels, I feel like it's better to level Hexa stat instead. Mostly because, like I said, the cost increases a lot, and I feel like the fragment to cost ratio is really skewed, and it's not really that great. The fragment to FD ratio is really skewed at that point, and it's not really worth it. That's when you can maybe choose to level your Hexa stat instead. Alright. The next time that I'll probably do Hexa stat again, that I'll level Hexa stat again, is probably when I reach level 19 Raging Blow, and then I finish all of this like until BSB 5, and then when I'm going for level 20 Raging Blow. Before I go for level 20 Raging Blow, most likely I'll dump, because level 20 Raging Blow is 200 fragments, I'll most likely dump like maybe 100 fragments more into Hexa stat and level it up a bunch and get final damage that way first, and then after that then proceed on to Raging Blow 20, sorry. I won't dump like 200 because that's the same cost as Raging Blow 20. I'll dump like 100. So I get like, I spend half the fragments, but I get like probably the same amount of final damage, if not more. Okay, is that understandable? I think that's pretty clear. That's just my general sensing of how it should go, at least. I wouldn't say that it's 100%. Probably someone else will probably do the math on it, and like they'll come up with a better solution. But at least for Hero, that's how I feel. Because Hero, there's a big like as you can see, there's like a big priority on leveling your mastery skill. And like I said, when you're leveling the mastery skill, the damage increase is linear, and every single level that is like 10, 20, or 30, like the milestone levels, these all cost like an insane amount of fragments. So specifically for Hero, I feel like this is when you should level your Hexa stat. Alright? That's pretty much all I have to say about Hexa stat. Okay, I guess we can also go over like right now we can go over buffing order as well as bursting order with the new Hexa matrix, Hexa stat and Hexa matrix. I will say that it didn't really change. Hero's buffing order and everything else didn't really change with New Age, because it's like the same thing. It's basically the same thing. Anyways, I'll also discuss on whether or not I feel it's better to use Instinct before or after Spirit Caliber. Alright? So there are two trains of thought here. One is that if you use Instinct before Spirit Caliber, you gain 20% extra fire damage for Spirit Caliber itself, and Spirit Caliber hits really fucking hard. So being able to gain that 20% fire damage on that skill is better than hitting for the extra 7 seconds or so that you're locked into Spirit Caliber's animation and you can't hit using Instinct. The second train of thought is that you should use all your skills and then use Spirit Caliber after. You should, except for Instinct, and then you should use Spirit Caliber, and then after Spirit Caliber ends, you use Instinct and you continue to hit with Instinct. Because at 0 attack speed, you can get more hits off with Instinct, and basically the value of Instinct is higher than the 20% extra fire damage that it provides to Spirit Caliber. This one, I'm going to test now. Sorry, my nose. But the problem with the second method is that you really want to be casting almost all your buffs for Spirit Caliber. So things like AB Link, things like Sword Illusion. You really want your Death Blow proc to be inside Spirit Caliber as well. So in the end, and as well as your Ring, your Raw 4 or your Weapon Jump 4. So what ends up happening is that you end up with like a very small amount of these buffs left for the actual full 20 seconds of Instinct that you get if you cast Instinct after Caliber. So you basically run out of Sword Illusion damage already, which is quite a big part of Instinct's damage as well. You also run out of probably Death Blow procs. You probably also run out of like things like Thieves Cunning and things like what is it? AB Link. Yeah. As well as your Raw. But that one's a given already. We won't count that because that one both ways you're gonna use it. So yeah. Not really very convinced about the second method. I think the first method is better, but I guess we'll just do a test, alright? Right now. We'll do like a 70-second test probably. We'll do, no, sorry, not 70, 40 seconds. So we'll do 40 seconds of straight up just hitting. The first one I'll do with the normal method, which is Spirit Caliber, together with Instinct. And then the second one I'll do Spirit Caliber without Instinct. I should probably add AB Link. I'm trying to minimize like as much RNG as possible. So basically, I try to take off things like Thief Link. I try to take off things like Cane Link. I'm not using Death Blow because I don't want these procs to like extend the duration of anything. Alright. So that might skew the test results a bit because like damage numbers will be higher. Okay, so I guess I can explain buffing order as well. So basically what I usually do is I do Weapon Aura, Maple Warrior 2, this, Epic Adventure, this, AB Link, this, and this. Okay, I said this, but I didn't really explain what I was doing. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm doing this at fucking 2 attack speed. I'm dumb. Okay, I'll show at 2 attack speed, then I'll show at 0 attack speed as well. Actually, I don't really need to show at 2 attack speed. I already know at 2 attack speed that KMS one's better. Okay, let's just say that I fucked up. Alright. In that case, then this test is invalid. Okay, never mind. I will do a grinding showcase instead. How about that? So I can show you guys where exactly I grind and what's my loot rotation, and if you guys want to follow it, you can go ahead. For anyone that's playing hero, I don't think my map will get too full anyways, especially with instance maps, so I don't really mind that much. Give me a sec, let me throw on some drop gear first real quick. Never grind without drop gear, guys. This is instinct by now already. Okay, wait, back to town first so I can put on my damn drop gear. Okay, yeah, drop gear, obviously. And I found that for the rotation that I do, having a -2 second cooldown hat is really nice QOL. It's super nice QOL. So I highly recommend it if you want to do the same rotation that I do, because it makes your grinding a lot smoother. Anyways, Let me take this rune real quick. Okay, so the way it works is it starts off here, you put down your Erda fountain, and then you just... I have it in reach on, my bad. You just do this. It's fairly simple. So you drop down here, you do one flash jump, then you do a top right aura blade. So it's just drop down grinding for now, and then you do one aura blade to the top right there to clear out any straggler mobs. Basically, your Erda fountain is clearing everything at the top right there, and you're just clearing everything else basically. You don't have to go very far in to the bottom right there and get the mobs on the second platform, because basically when you drop down to the second platform there, you will hit the mobs anyways. When you get to like the platform above, you actually hit the mobs anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so you replace Erda Fountain as soon as you see it's up with a rush, and then you rush back towards this portal here. And then for loot cycle, I usually do it after I replace Erda Fountain. So what happens when you replace Erda Fountain is that you naturally pick up all the loot on which in the platforms where Erda Fountain is clearing. And then in order to pick up the loot here, you just rush to the right, and then you dash slash to the bottom left, and you basically pick up all the loot there as well. Then for the bottom right, I like to dash here and then collect everything. I do that basically every 1 minute. There's a better way to do it, but that can only be done at 0 attack speed. I suppose I should just pop a green pot and show you guys. Might as well do the full thing, right? Okay, the next loot cycle will show you a better way of looting the bottom right platform. No, Fragment is a Oh, I see a fragment there. I'm so happy. Seeing fragments makes me so happy, honestly. While grinding. Okay, dash here, collect everything. As you can see, everything gets collected with a backpack. You dash again, you collect everything on the right. Dash slash to the bottom left, you collect everything as well. And then once you reach here, you immediately... Oh, okay, no, I fucked that. I did that wrongly. Okay, again. Jump once, jump twice, dash immediately. And then your pets will TP to you and they'll collect everything at the bottom right there. I'll show that again. Jump once, jump twice, rush immediately. And then your pets will TP to you. I don't know if it's lag, if it's anything to do with lag for this, but generally I would say no. When you're jumping twice at the bottom, you jump once, jump twice. The second jump, you just press and hold rush while you're still in the air, and you almost immediately execute a rush. And that will allow you to collect everything at the bottom right quite easily. Anyways, I'm just gonna do about 6 minutes until my spirit palette was up again, and then I can, yeah. I can go back to the Mulang dojo. Show you guys. Again, start the same loot cycle. Basically, I do loot cycles in every 1 minute, because that's when I replace Erda Fountain. And also because I'm impatient as hell. If I see like a Erda Fragment, I really want to collect it. So I do 1 minute loot cycles. You don't have to do 1 minute loot cycles, you can technically do 2. But I don't really want to chance it with Erda Fragments. It's going to be very sad if you see Erda Fragment disappear. So 1 minute loot cycles it is. So yeah, as you can see, this rotation is super simple. It's nothing special, it's nothing amazing. It's just you going around in basically an L shape and clearing the whole map. Well, not the whole map. Hero can't actually full clear this map because there are a few straggler mobs that are separately, like you see the top left there and the top right there right now, they are quite difficult to hit. So I wouldn't say that you can always full clear the map. Oh, I see another Shangri-La symbol. Yay! Okay. Dash here, collect this, and dash here, everything on the right, slash down, oh, and left. Sometimes you can't get all the way into the left corner, so you have to jump a bit together. It depends on how the mobs spawn and then how your dash slash goes. So sometimes you have to jump a bit more into the corner to get it. But small inconvenience, I guess. But basically this map is about, I would say, 18.5k mobs per hour if you grind like super well. That's my highest at least, is 18.5k. Like if you're super concentrated, you can get 18.5k mobs per hour on this map for hero. Anything higher is probably not happening. Anyways, okay, another thing that you can do if your Erda Fountain expires before you get up here, you can immediately cast World Reaver the moment you drop down from the bottom right. This is to ensure that you clear all the mobs there before you actually place down your Erda Fountain, and you keep up with the same mob cycle that you usually do. Oh, another fragment. Org. I'm so happy when I see fragments, honestly. I will say that I think Vac Pets are, for this rotation, in order to maintain like a very good grinding speed, because there are so many platforms, Vac Pets are almost a necessity. Almost. Without Vac Pets, it's very difficult to maintain a good kill rate. Okay, anyways, I'll stop. So yeah, it's about 18.4, 18.3, 18.4k, 1.83, sorry, 1.84, 1.83, 1.84 mobs in 6 minutes. So if you can maintain that kind of grinding pace, you can probably get about 18.5k mobs per hour. Probably. Okay, enough of the grinding. I've shown you guys how I grind. I show you guys my loot rotation, so you guys can make use of it if you want. We'll move back to Mulang Dojo, and we can retest Spirit Caliber again. It's gonna be another 6-minute wait, by the way, in between Spirit Caliber. So I hope you guys are ready to wait. I guess I can talk about other stuff while that stuff's happening. Okay, 280. Say 380 PDR, L limited and reduced. Okay, cool. Let's swap back here. Alright. Okay. So, okay, I'll explain properly now the buffing order, okay? How about that? It's Weapon Aura, Maple Warrior 2, do Epic Adventure, Soul Burning Soul, Valhalla, Steadfast Core, AB Link, Illusion, Ring Activation, and then Instinct. And then after that, Origin Skill if you want. Okay? Okay, I'll show you guys how it goes now. Of course, incising if you can. Oh, I didn't press Steadfast Core, but I guess it doesn't matter. You're not really taking damage here, so the buff isn't really ticking up. All good. So like I said, 40-second BA. I'll just keep hitting until 40 seconds is up. I'll cast Soul Illusion one more time and that's it. Oh, I realize I'm wearing the cooldown hat. But I guess that's a good thing, actually. Soul Illusion cools down a little bit faster. Okay, stop. So, 21.89. I'll screenshot this real quick so that I can put it down somewhere and then we can compare it later, right? So you can take a look at the full BA. In a 40-second BA, Spirit Caliber did 36% of my total BA. It's pretty insane. I'll say it's pretty insane. It really does like a lot of damage. It's more than double of Instinct's damage. That is kind of ridiculous. And Raging Blow already itself does more damage than Instinct itself as well. Soul Burning Soul obviously did less, but this is in a shorter time control. So if you went like the full like let's say a 4-6 minute BA, Soul Burning Soul will definitely do a lot more than Instinct does. At least that's from my testing. Soul Burning Soul does a significant amount more because it's basically our best 5th job skill. But yeah, so if you guys were interested in the BA, this is the BA, right? Instinct can be pretty Spirit Caliber can be pretty ridiculous, especially in a party setting. Like the amount of damage that you gain from it when you have all the FD buffs stacking up, things like Benny or Prayer and things like Domain or Spirit Stone, makes it really ridiculous. There was a Chaos run that I did with my party members. I bursted almost every phase, and I had one Instinct and Spirit Caliber phase, like during like phase 2, right? One of the health bars, I did Spirit Caliber and Instinct, and I did a BA for most of it. And Spirit Caliber basically did like 40% of my BA, even though I only used it once in the whole of phase 2. It did a ridiculous amount of damage. Like, absolutely ridiculous amount of damage. I guess that's also pretty skewed because our phase 2 was basically just us depleting all the health bars really quickly and then going on to the next phase. And, you know, I didn't really get to burst more times and I didn't really have a lot of like uptime in hitting the boss. Basically, it was mostly just hitting during burst only. So it's pretty skewed. But it just goes to show like how strong Spirit Caliber is in general. It is ridiculously strong as a skill. It hits so hard and it does so much damage. I am really very thankful that Hero got like I would say a super strong, like not one of the strongest, but a super strong 6-drop skill. It's pretty sick. Okay, I still gotta wait. I'm sorry, it's some downtime here while we wait for Spirit Caliber to come back up. Anyways, I hope everyone is ready for the grind, basically. I hope you guys are excited to grind during New Age. Ring boxes, I'll talk a bit about ring boxes. Like, ring boxes in Maple Sea have been pretty common actually, and like ring prices have been starting to fall. Mostly because ring boxes are so common. Like, there's more rings in the server right now than demand can keep up with, then basically it lowered the price of a lot of sea rings in general. We haven't seen a level 5 ring yet in Maple Sea. I don't think, at least, not to my knowledge. I have seen most of the refined ore of lives, I think, that come into the server, and I know a friend that has used a couple and he hasn't got a level 5 ring yet, which is unfortunate. I'm holding on to two refined ores myself, but I'm not using it on myself. That one's for a friend. So, yeah. I think that RR5 will probably be quite a huge upgrade for Hero because you get the full RR with your Instinct together. Like, your Instinct will last like 20 seconds and then you do a full RR with it. And together with Spirit Caliber. It's honestly a really strong upgrade. But the problem is that I think that Hero probably needs both RR5 and Weapon Jump 5 to be fully effective, which just puts more burden on you getting 2 level 5 rings. But I guess it's not that bad. Eventually, I will set myself up in either a solo Carlos or like in a duo or trio Carlos, and I guess I'll farm refined ores that way. I'll farm the polishing stones that way. That's probably for the best. Okay, we're almost ready. I'll go through the buffing order again. Like I said, it's gonna be Aura Weapon, Maple Warrior 2, Epic Adventure, Soul Burning Soul, Valhalla, AB Link, ROR. AB Link, sorry, then Illusion, then ROR. I won't press Instinct this time, I'll just press Spirit Caliber. Alright? I'll try and remember. Okay, this is... I'm not used to this because I'm used to the other buffing order. Alright? That felt weird and wrong. I'm not gonna lie. That felt really weird and wrong. I'm so used to doing it the other way. The problem is that it changes up my muscle memory for like even my normal bursts, because my normal bursts I usually press Instinct straight away after sleeping. Okay, as you can see, this is 19.7. If you want to compare to the other result, which was 21.8. So you're basically lost about 2 T worth of damage out of a possible 19 or 20 T, I guess. So it's a 10% damage decrease. Okay, I guess this one's slightly longer, but I mean, it's like 1, maybe 2 hits more of of Raging Blow. So in general, as you can see, it's better to actually use your Spirit Caliber together with Instinct. Like, use Instinct first and then Spirit Caliber. Even though Instinct got a higher deal share in this rotation, the overall damage is lower because because you didn't have the extra final damage together with Spirit Caliber. Now, I don't know whether this will change based on higher levels of Instinct, because as you can probably tell, my Instinct right now is level 1, which is 11% extra final damage, and my Spirit Caliber is level 5. But the thing is that I feel, at least, based on the damage scaling for both skills, at level 30, it will still be the same deal. I feel, at least. I'm not 100% on this. So I feel like it's probably going to be the same. Raging Blow can be discounted because Raging Blow, you're basically using almost the same number of Raging Blows as you are in both scenarios, because in both scenarios you're being limited by 7 seconds of Spirit Caliber. Then the rest of the time you're basically just using Raging Blow. Small difference is that I guess Raging Blow has the instinct final damage added to it in the second one, and for the first one you get lesser because most of the instinct final damage goes into Caliber. So I mean, I'll explore this again, but probably only when I have a decently high level combo instinct, like maybe level 20 combo instinct, then I'll start to change it up. Either way, if you decide to change it up, I doubt it's a huge final damage increase. If it is, I mean, it probably isn't, but I'll test it again at level 20 and see if it is. But it just feels a lot more natural to use the first method, which is to buff literally everything up, and then do your normal stuff where you AV, Soul Illusion, Ring, and then Instinct, and then press Caliber. That feels way more fluid to me, because that's the normal buffing order that you use, and you don't have to change it for Caliber itself. But yeah, either way, right now at least, it's already better, as you can probably tell. And I feel like in the future, it will also be better, so yeah. Anyways, the video is really fucking long already. It's like almost 40 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something about New Age, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it if you're from GMS. If you are already in New Age in Maplestory, then I hope you're enjoying New Age. Thank you guys for watching the video. I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.